Hey guys, in this video we are going to install Solaris latest version, that is Solaris 11.4, and the patch version is like 81. So simply you can search like Solaris 11 download, then you will redirect to this page, and once you redirect to this page, then you can simply click here and it will ask for the Oracle credential. Then you can put the Oracle credential there, then it will redirect to this page. So you can put your credential, then this page will be opened. Then you can select this one, and here you can select like your platform, like I am using x86. If you are using Spark machine, you can use this Spark also. So if you select this one, then one link is there, then you can download that ISO file. Okay, so basically it is downloaded in a zip file. So since I already downloaded that file, the file should look like this. Okay, so once the zip file is downloaded, then you can unzip in your local environment. Once you unzip that file, then it will create this folder, and after that these two files should be extracted. Okay, so one is a readme file, another is your, that is the ISO. Okay, 11.4.81. Okay, so now we're going to install one virtual machine using this ISO. So let me create one virtual machine. So simple click on new, and you can put all the details like whatever the VM name and the folder. You can select this extracted ISO file. I selected from this path. Then you can simple type like Solaris and Solaris 11. Then you can put your hardware like 8 GB of memory, 1 CPU, and hard disk you can put like 80 GB. Then simply click on finish. Okay, so then you can allocate this network interfaces also, like we covered in the some of the previous videos also. You can check out those things. Here I added two interfaces. The first one is the NAT network, that is the getting IP from DHCP server, and the second one is the host only for the static API. Okay, so let me start this machine. Simply click on start, then it will boot it from the attached ISO. Loading from the ISO, you can see 5.11, and the patch version is like 81. Proving the device nodes. Now it is by default taking this 27, that is the English language. Simple enter the default, that is the 3 English language. Now it's configuring this devices. Automatically it will put the host name like Solaris, but later we can change the host name. I will cover that part in some of the other videos. So here you can use this, the default one, that is the install Oracle Solaris. Simply press enter. You can see this welcome page of this Solaris installation. Here you can see in the below you can see like F2 for continue. You can use the function key. In the next page you can see it will ask for the like to select the disk. Since I already attached the local disk, so that's why I no need to depend on this iSCSI. If your loan is provided from the from the iSCSI or something else, you can use the second option. Okay, So there you need to pass some of the parameters like the target name like that, but in our case it is local disk. Okay, so simple you can put like a function 2, you can see in the below. Now you can see in the next page it will show you the your hard disk size and the partition things. Okay, so we can go with the default one, that is again press F2. It is showing like we are going to use the entire disk. Yes, here you can put the your computer name, so I can put like Solaris 11, then I can press F2. Here we can configure this network interfaces. Since I allocated two network interface, the first one I'm going to use for the DSCP and the second one I'm going to use for the static IP. Okay, so let me continue. DSCP enter, I mean again continue F2. 1 second, let me back, put F3 for back. Yeah, so we need to hit enter here for the DSCP configuration. Especially you can select your time zone. So let me select my time zone. Then press F2 again, and here do I select my time zone, that is again press F2. The language you can select accordingly. That time everything correct, I think, so I can proceed. F2 again. Again the keyboard layout is taking default, that is US English. Here you can put the root password. Same password 2 times. If you're interested for the normal user creation, you can proceed with the second, I mean this section below, but it is optional, so in my case also it's not required. Continue with the F2. Root password must contain at least 6 character. Okay, so I can change this one. It is a short password is not allowed, I think. So let me put the 6 character at least password. I put this password, so let me proceed. Simply click continue. F2 again. So this one my Oracle support credentials, so if you're interested you can put that one, otherwise you can simply continue. All looks good, then we can start the installation. Okay, so the network interface getting IP from DHCP and all the time zone related things is there, then simply press F2 to start this installation. Now the installation started, it will take a couple of minutes, so I'll pause this video. You can say almost 20% completed. You can say almost 90% complete. You can see right now it is completed. It took around 5 minutes or like that. So now we can reboot this machine using F8. Otherwise, if you perform additional thing, you can use F9. that is function key 9. So I'll go with reboot. So one problem is that during reboot might be it is again boot from the ISO, because the ISO cannot be detached automatically. So I'm going to manually going to detach. Let's see. So let me reboot using F8, and at the same time I'm going to detach. Let's see whether it's work or not. Otherwise we need to shut down this machine again and reboot. I detach this ISO. Let's see what happens. Yes, so now it's booted. You can see here loading the SMF service management facility. So now it's down to multi. Yeah, so it is configuring the devices. Moving to milestone all, that is multi-user milestone. The host name is coming, whatever we put during installation. Now you can say the console login. You can use the root account, root, and you can put the password, whatever you used during installation. Now you can see the login prompt, root prompt is coming. You can check few details. etc OS release 11.4, and the patch version is like 81. You can see the build ID. Let me clear the screen. All the details you can get: kernel details, uname -a, and if you're interested to check the IP details, you can check here. Since we have like allocated two interfaces, that is the, you can see here the first interface, that is the net 0, automatically got the IP address like 10.0.2.45 from the DSCP server. Okay, so let me check pkg update something, whether it is able to get from the repo, Oracle repo. It is refreshing the catalog. I think it is able to connect. So later we can configure the second interface, that is the static IP address manually. Okay, I think most probably we will cover that in the next video. So in this way you can update the package. Once the installation is completed, then you can use the package update to get all the package from the Oracle repo. Yeah, everything is updated. If you're interested for the desktop installation, we'll cover that part in the next video. Static IP and desktop installation, because this is the CLI, we'll cover that in the next video. Thank you guys.